Hello and thank you for tuning in. I'm Tank StarCraft here with a Zerg vs Protoss replay analysis. Today we're going to be looking at a game against Desro from Team NG. Very top-ranked Protoss player. Actually kind of funny, he and I used to have a little bit of a beef back in the NA days of coaching, because we were both coaches on the NA server and we both had chat channels. But since then we've definitely squashed it. I think we have a lot of respect for each other. And a lot of respect for each other's play. Desro's someone who's trained quite a bit, and someone I wanted to actually practice some macro against. So this game, I believe, if I remember correctly, I opened with a nice 3-hatch build. And of course, first hatch is going to be this one, and I'll take the next one in the back here. A little easier to do it this way. Now he is going to come in here and scout. This is fine. I don't actually go for a drone scout in this matchup, but I feel like this first overlord really gets all the information that you need. And yeah, there you see that third hatchery on 18 as well, I believe. Pool's gone down shortly after. Now this is a very, very greedy version, so I went like hatchery, and then even a couple more drones before the pool, something like a 19 or a 20 pool. So keep that in mind. That'll delay your queens at the main and natural a bit, but what it'll do is let me drone a little harder earlier, and I'll be able to afford all 3 queens at the same time, like the third hatchery and the pool will finish at the same time. So a little timing thing there that helps you be just a little more efficient early, a little greedier. Meanwhile, just droning, even delaying the overlord with this 3-hatch build, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm actually going to build the overlord after the queens, so I'm not going to have any cuts. All this early time really is just going to be drones. And this overlord really needs to scout in and see whether I'm safe to do this, because if you see 2 gateways here, you might do something like, save up some larvae, build some lings right away when that pool is done, and get all the queens right away too. But this game, we'll just see the 1 gateway, so that's great. We're both playing a fairly macro-oriented game. Desro's first Nexus already finishing up here now. And an Adept coming out. So whether he'll push out and be aggressive with that, I'm not sure. Probably he will, because he saw that I went 3-hatch. He did scout. And yeah, so back at home, right away, all 3 queens queued up, and then the overlord. The spine is optional. I decided to do it because I think I saw that adept coming out, and yeah, even the 6 lings here just to be safe. Even another overlord. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind against adepts when you're going Zerglings, this is something that Pig taught me actually, is generally you want to keep your lings in your base, like behind the adept, so that you can chase the shades, because the shade, when the adept is in its shade form here, it actually moves faster than your Zerglings, so you really want to keep ahead of that and pull your lings as far back as possible. The spine, of course, is going to defend this base, so I won't really need to worry too much about that. Really what I got to worry about is him running into the main or natural. So as you can see, these lings are pulled back. He already shades actually nice and early. He's going to see the spine here too. Sees the lings, probably decides, yeah, just to pull back. So all throughout this, just powering drones. Haven't even built the gas geysers yet. And about now is the time you should be seeing that double gas. I'd actually say maybe it's a bit late this game. Just a tad late here on the gases, but that's okay. Just going to take a quick look at what Desro's doing back at home. So he's powering those probes. Up to 2 gas now, and just 3 gateways, so it hasn't even revealed any kind of tech. So very, very, very probe heavy. As you can see, his expansion's already getting close to the saturation point. Really wants that tech fast too. Interesting. Maybe some sort of aggression coming out. Oh, very fast third base. And that's usually what Protoss are doing. Either they're getting early tech and pressuring you hard, or they're taking that very fast third. And with my build, no way in hell I'm going to be able to pressure it. Hopefully, though, I will scout it. Like, one thing I should be aware of is when he takes his third base. So, if I could be critical of my own play, overlords could be being much more active in terms of scouting. Like, this guy could have actually even poked in again, maybe scouted into the main. Definitely this guy could be more active. And, of course, these overlords could be rallied out onto the map to better spots. But more importantly, back at home we are getting additional queens, so I think going up to a total of 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. I think only 5 because I got the spine too. But really, really powering only drones here. And one thing that getting up to 5 queens really early lets you do is kind of avoid building spores at all your bases. Oracles are always a threat. Even now in this game, like, my opponent does not have a Stargate, but I haven't really done the best of scouting, so I am fearful of an Oracle flying it at any time. But when you get these extra queens, often you can just have 2 queens in a mineral line instead of getting the extra spore, because 2 queens will kill it very quickly. 1 queen, an Oracle, will get like 7-8 kills, and it'll just be really pesky, but the 2 queens really have the DPS to force it away. Maybe my third here is a little bit more vulnerable, and probably could have a spore being built by now. If I'm not keeping maybe this queen over here or something. But yeah, Roach Warren time, maybe a bit late. 4:10 is a bit late. Maybe a 3:45 to 4 minutes would be better. But what I've done a great job, this game at least, is powering the drone count up ahead of the Protoss, and even more are coming out. Lair early with that gas, maybe could see the Ling speed if I wanted, but the big thing is I want to get Roaches out as quickly as possible, especially because this Roach Warren is delayed. My real priority here, in addition to having this tech, the Evo Chamber in the Lair, my real priority is getting some Roaches on the field. So Overlords in production, yep, 4, lots of them. Should see +1 attack, and right away, as many Roaches as you can afford. Come on, Roaches. We need them. 1! Okay, good. That's good. That's about 7. And as you can see, this is the kind of thing you're going to run into a lot, is players moving out with a big adept count. And some players will even be more aggressive with it and have a pylon and their mothership core and stuff like that. So really, this is cutting it close with this Roaches. Luckily, he's gone kind of a greedier build, and this isn't all in. It's actually very light pressure. Ooh, he's actually going double Stargate behind it. But, yeah, I would say my Roach Warren could have been earlier, and these Roaches could already be out, or at least a little closer to finishing. Want to chase the shades? Gotta like, if I can be critical, this spine here is probably going to be enough with 1 queen to defend against any. Like, he's not going to want to stay here where the spine is. He's going to go somewhere else. So this queen could be much more active, probably back here, maybe here. Luckily, though, the Lings are nice and tucked back, so they're going to be able to help a bit. And this queen, and this queen will mitigate damage quite a lot. At least in time for the Roaches to come out. So what I really want to avoid is these Adepts just having free reign on my workers. I want to have something over here. Queens and Lings. Nice, some Roaches come out, and that's really going to shut this down. Still building some Roaches. Roach speed could be started. It's so annoying. That's deciding now to squeeze out some drones. I think that's fine. However, before doing that, I think I should have scouted whether he had a third base. Looking at my vision this game, really, really shoddy scouting. Ooh, did he go in again? Yeah, he did, but oh, so many queens here. I don't think this will quite be worth it. I'm going to pull the workers. If I were a little more active with these units, I could probably be mining. Yeah, there we go. It's throwing me off a little bit. You know, queens are missing injects and stuff, and, you know, maybe they could be back to injecting by now, but the big thing is drone count has maintained pretty high, right? Pretty high. Still slightly ahead of the Protoss. Oh no! Until this crazy adept. Okay, so queuing up a lot of injects here. Probably could be better spent as some extra creep tumors. And I think now, yeah, now was the time where those Phoenix revealed themselves. So let's go back to Desrocam. Take a look at what he's doing. Ooh, 2 Roach. This double stuff is what he's doing. Like, early on he builds these 2 gateways. Later he builds these 2 Stargates. Then he builds these 2 Robo, and then now he's going to build 2 gateways. I wonder if he builds his pylons in pairs. I think he does! 2 pylons. Jeez, I'm surprised he's building a 3rd probe. Anyway, back in Desrocam, what is he wanting to do here? Well, he's getting Phoenix, so he's really going to be killing a lot of Overlords, trying to get queen kills, drone kills, and just like keeping me really contained and tight. Luckily, I'm kind of bad this game, and I haven't spread my Overlords everywhere, so this is actually kind of paying dividends for me. My own inability is actually helping me in this game, so these Overlords aren't really needing to move out. They're definitely wanting to be tucked back with spore crawlers, and 1 spore isn't enough once you see this, in my opinion. I'm already assuming it's probably double Stargate just because there's 2 Phoenix, but yeah, one spore per base isn't enough. I'd say you want 2, and then also upwards of 6 queens, which luckily I already have, I think. I'm still at 5, but that should still be fine, as long as I get 2 spores per base. And then I want to be really careful with these placement. I want to be able to protect everything, and also have these queens be tucked in there and protected as well. Extra damage. Like these overlords even could be in between these spores and stuff. And Hydras are going to be the tech of choice here. Definitely the most effective choice, I think. +1 going to be finishing up. We're going to get that +2 Hydra upgrade right away. Yeah, some players would go Lurkers. I would go Lurkers if I didn't see the Phoenix, but because I've seen the Phoenix, I'm going to go actually probably as aggressive as possible with the Roach Hydra. Reason being is if they have stuff in the air, I feel like I can really punish it with Hydras at a nice timing. But yeah, some players would go right for the Lurkers. I won't criticize it. What I will criticize is these rocks should be taken out by the Roaches by now, and I think the 4th should be started. I don't see any reason why not. Once the Phoenix are out on the field, it's really tough to get that 3rd up because they just pick up the thing, your drone, every time you go trying to build it. So you have to have the Hydras out already, and that really delays the 4th. So it's actually much more effective to, once you see the air tech from him, get your 3rd up like now, or 4th up rather, like as soon as possible. Earlier, a minute ago. 8 Overlords in production. I don't mind that because he's killing a few, and I'm going to be building so many Roaches and stuff. Also, I've hit that really nice economy, which is basically fully saturated 3 base with all the gas. This is something I do a lot, is at the main, just take 1 drone off each of the patches that are closest to mining out. So you'll often see 12 drones. And then even later, I'll do the same at the natural. When this gets lower, I'll take 4 of these workers off. Really helps the bases sustain a bit longer. But okay, so this is doing a little bit of pressure, but really isn't going to do crippling damage. I would love to have my 4th started because there's nothing he could do about that. But here we go, at least. The Hydras are building. Queen's nice and protected with the spores. Really no gaps. A lot of creep could be spread, but other than that, no real gaps in that he can do a lot of damage with the Phoenix. Could have pulled these guys back a bit. I think Overlord speed is also a good option. And just having Overseer speed is really nice too. Because otherwise the Phoenix can chase down an Overseer and kill it. Just staying tucked back, which is a little frustrating, but now we're starting to get the Hydras out, and the real threat of those Phoenix is now gone. Really, though, what I'm going to want to do here, I think, is just push and try to hit a +2 timing. So I'm making first as many Hydras as I can. Notice extra gas because I'm on 6 gas. I don't have a Spire. I don't have a Infestation Pit, so 6 gas is more than enough for Hydras. So that extra gas gets to go into Ravagers here, and this is where I'm going to hit, hopefully, the game-ending timing. With Roach-Ravager and Hydras. So behind this, all Roach production. Roaches have speed, they'll get there the fastest, they're definitely what I want as a reinforcing unit. But at the front, all Ravagers, as much as I can anyway, and yeah, just move out with those Hydras. He does get the Scout, so he doesn't know that this is happening. He should be building lots of Immortals and stuff, and he is. So this is a pretty good response. However, I feel like I have the advantage right now because he has so much money in Phoenix. This is a lot of Phoenix, plus the 2 Stargates. Like, this is a lot of money in gas that could have been sentries and stalkers and stuff like that. So composition-wise, this is exactly what I want. In terms of the engagement, I think it'll largely be an A-move situation. Might do a little bit of kiting if the Zealots get close, like now. Shoot, move away. Biles could be throwing down in the mortal area. But now when the Zealots are dead, it's a move close, shoot, move closer. This is a bit close. Yeah, maybe snipe 1 or 2 Immortals, then do the kite again. Actually sniped a lot of Immortals there. Maybe the Zealots doing a bit too much damage to the Hydras, but this is looking great. Lots of damage already done. Supply hugely in favor. And even some of the Phoenix and Immortals died. Awesome. Probes being pulled, never a good sign for the Protoss. So that's a way to kind of really pressure a Protoss when he goes for early Stargate. You know, he's not going to be really geared for a big ground push with Hydras. And if you're efficient with your 3 base economy and you maintain your 3 base economy throughout all his aggression, by just being safe, you know, getting the spores, getting the Roaches early, getting the extra queens, then you're in a great shape. And you can hit this type of timing really hard. And at the very least, this is going to stop him from getting his 4th base, hopefully. It's going to kill some of his stuff to avoid him getting that huge death ball. And it's going to let you eventually tech to Lurkers. Like, it's not like you're fully all in. I mentioned that I could have had my 4th in this game, uncontested, a lot earlier. So that's kind of my approach to macro ZvP right now, in a nutshell, especially when the opponent opens double Stargate.